welcome back to Frozen Education. This is Ed. Today I'm going to be talking again about TNXP. So this is an update on my previous video that had a little bit of a longest term insight towards the company, so you'll find that in the description and I'll link it at the very end. Today I'm going to be talking about the technical analysis update as well as the new updates here that the company has released, as well as where I see this trend going on. Please don't forget to subscribe, share this video if you like it at the very end, and turn your notifications on. Drop a like, that's what keeps the channel growing. So, first things first, we get to look into the 1 month, 1 day here. We get to see that the MACD is a little bit rough here, and doesn't really give us any information. Where, of course, the offering hit somewhere around here, and it had a massive drop. I believe it was somewhere around in the 70 cents when it instantly almost dropped to 52 cents. So that kind of decreased that trend in terms of the MACD, went to negative, and then substantially went to positive on the 16th, and on Friday, it just shot right up with the volume coming in. Now, I'll explain why this is happening and where I think the trend is going. In terms of Williams%R, we get to see that the stock is overbought. Momentum is insanely high, the highest I've seen it for quite a bit. Unbalanced volume is basically giving the same information. The stock price is above the 50 SMA, and it is above both 10 SMA and the 30 EMA. This 10 SMA is below the 30 EMA though, although what we can get to see is that they're touching very closely here. Usually when they touch, that's a good sign here, but we already have had that kind of jump already. Going in towards the 1 hour intervals here, we get to look into the stock, and you get to see that the MACD here has been positive on Friday, quite positive actually. What is kind of happening here is seems to be a bit of a pullback in the after hours, but here's the good news. We've seen the stock have that kind of pullbacks in the after hours quite a bit of times and hasn't seen a negative MACD in terms of the 1 hour intervals for a while, so that's a good news here. The average Russell index is a little bit too high. It's around 58.41, which suggests an unstable trend that can basically crumble any second there, so that we've got to be very careful with your stop limits. In terms of the Williams%R, it still shows in overbought situation, a little bit more neutral at times in the day, but mainly overbought situation. The stock price is above the VWAP, and you get to see here that there was a golden cross that has happened before, somewhere around here, so that's kind of a breakthrough alert, which it has seen anyway. The stock price will probably meet the trading action zone sometime on Monday. Trading action zone is between the 10 SMA and the 30 EMA. The 10 SMA is above the 30 EMA on the 1 hour period. Now let's go quickly to try to identify in terms of the moving averages bands. See here the one I'm seeing. You get to see the stock is highly above the moving average. So that's a little bit unsustainable at times. It has done it before. We're kind of still dropped a little bit few days, but the question is whether we're here or we're there, right? That's a big question there. So nothing substantial there. Now, in terms of the movement, this was the movement in terms of the 1 hour intervals in the last month. What we're going to try to identify here quickly is we get to see patterns. I don't get to see any significant patterns here that are playing, but we get to look quickly into Fibonacci retracements. What we get to see is that there is a support for Fibonacci of 0.80. Traditional support seems to be at 0.81 currently, and one above it around 0.82. In terms of resistance, it looks like 0.85 seems to be the current resistance. There's another as well support past that, somewhere around 0.74, following that traditionally 0.73. Now let's go in and dive quickly into news. So this stock here, they know exactly what they're doing in terms of their CFO. They're just dropping COVID name, as if they're Jay Powell printing money here. So that's what's kind of giving the hype on, and of course pumpers would love this to keep shooting up. Now, what is the significant news here? Of course, they had their offering closed, basically. What else? Research with COVID-19 vaccines, therapeutics. We already know that kind of information here. They dropped it right before the offering as well. This is exact same news, just in a different format. The offering's a 0.50 per share, which it hasn't seen, by the way. It dipped to 52.4 momentarily, and then stabilized around 0.53 to 0.54 before it really skyrocketed on Friday. Nothing much here to see. It's just their offering here of 125 million shares aggregates, around 20 million shares of common stocks though. What else here? Day before, well, this is exact same information in terms of the offering. Nothing here that hasn't been priced in. Sorry, that hasn't been priced in from my last DD other than these ones here. So I covered basically all the information from my last DD. Of course, I was talking before about the TNX-102 SL, my previous DD, and how they're doing an investigation for it in terms of perhaps the COVID-19 or whatever they're working on in terms of the new drugs. They had confirmed their enrollment for phase 3 for relief for trial of TNX-102 SL for management of fibromyalgia. I can't even pronounce that. Anyway, so nothing new here that hasn't been played already, except that they're actually really good in terms of PRs with dropping the COVID name. So that's what I'm counting on if I'm entering the stock. Although since it's a lot higher, I would definitely consider putting a stop limit. Make sure to subscribe, share, and like. Let me know what you think about the stock. I'll reply back, share your thoughts. What have I missed? Make sure to mention that down in the comment below. Share, subscribe, and like it. Turn notifications on, and have a wonderful day.